أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانهر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانهر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. صدق الله العظيم.
What's the internal things that we are trying to purify? Is the heart? Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said there is a flesh and human body. If that is purified, the whole body becomes purified. The whole body becomes purified. And that is the heart. Now, can we purify the heart by learning knowledge? Can knowledge purify heart? So we need to look at all the different areas in order to come to the conclusion as to why the self is important. So if you have lots of knowledge, will the knowledge purify the batin, the internal in our heart? Will knowledge purify it? Knowledge won't purify it. Knowledge on its own won't purify the heart. Why would the knowledge not purify the heart on its own? What does the knowledge, the information in our head do? If we have information in our head, how do they? What do they do? They tell us. Let's give an example of ingredients. You're making something, you're cooking something, and you have ingredients of different types. Now, assume ingredients is equivalent to knowledge. Do you understand? So the ingredient, I'm not saying knowledge isn't important, but knowledge, I'm just trying to illustrate to you how knowledge will not purify the heart. Now just imagine the ingredient is the knowledge. So because if you look at the verses of the Quran, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that we sent Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to yuzakkihim wa yu'allimuhum al-kitaba. So these are the process of when we are cooking something. If you take the example of cooking some food, this is the process you need to follow. So knowledge is the ingredients. And just imagine the pot where we're going to put the ingredients in, cook them, is the heart. Do you understand? You follow this so far? Now, if you put the ingredients into the pot, would they clean the pot? Will the ingredients clean the pot? They'll go into the heart or into the mind, but would they, assuming the ingredients are clean and fresh and beautiful, when you put them into a pot, unclean pot, which is the heart, what will happen to the ingredients? What will happen to the ingredients? If the pot is not clean, because the ingredients won't clean the pot, will the ingredients clean the pot? They won't do the job of cleaning. But the ingredients are important, the knowledge is important, and it's emphasized by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to learn knowledge. So the ingredients are just as important as the knowledge. So you can't discard the knowledge. But at the same time, if you put that knowledge into a pot which is not clean, what will happen to that ingredient? So the ingredient will become impure as well. Those ingredients, if you were to put them into a clean pot, and you start cooking them, what would they do? What would happen? They would shine out with some kind of smell of those ingredients, pleasant smell. But if you put them into a dirty pot, clean ingredients into a dirty pot, the smell's not going to be nice to start off with, will it? So if the smell's not going to be nice, clearly the taste's not going to be nice. And if the taste's not nice, then it's not going to be very healthy either. So the heart needs to be cleaned. And we find from Hadith back, the only thing that cleanses the heart is the Zikr of Allah. Tasawwuf is all about the Zikr of Allah. Zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the only thing that purifies the heart. And tasawwuf, the foundation of the tasawwuf is the Zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what will happen when you have a clean pot, the heart, and you put the ingredients in there and you start cooking them. And once it's cooked, who does it benefit? Does it benefit the pot on its own? Or does it benefit other people? From its smell, from its beautiful taste, from its healthy food? So this is the reason why the tasawwuf is important, so that we absorb the knowledge in a place. So we absorb the knowledge in a clean heart. This is why a lot of people you see this talking so nice and beautiful, but the practical result isn't the same as what they're saying, because the ingredients that are going into the pot, into the heart, are beautiful, but they are not going into the clean heart. The heart is filled with jealousy, hatred, and all the different diseases. And the end result is that we don't have tolerance, patience, because we want everything there and then. and our desire towards un-Islamic things is stronger. Because that knowledge which was beneficial is now becoming unbeneficial to us as a result of being diluted into impurity. The fundamental part of the tasawwuf is to improve our character. The zikr is important. We do Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala zikr, but the whole purpose of the tasawwuf, the 75% of the tasawwuf, is so that we change our behavior and conduct towards other people. Or if we do the tasawwuf and nothing changes within us, then we need to ask ourselves, because there's something, the tasawwuf will guaranteed 100% will change us, change you. But it's just a case of what kind of intention do we have when we are doing zikr of Allah? Are we doing the zikr of Allah properly? Because if it's not changing us to be considered towards other people, then we're doing something wrong. We're not doing the tasawwuf properly. We're not doing zikr properly. Because if we, there should be changes within ourselves happening when we do zikr. What's forbidden in Islam, we should be starting to have dislike towards those things. And if that's not happening within us, then we're not doing the zikr properly. Because see, what we have, the zikr that we have, and I said to you many times, it's the greatest gift. It's the best thing. And we've been doing this zikr for a long time, and I can tell you that there's nothing, I can't see anywhere, which is any other place, where I could see that they have better than what we have. And I'm not saying that because I've read things, I'm saying it because of the things that I've experienced, the changes I've experienced. And I know the zikr, especially the zikr we do, it does change you. And if it's not happening changes to anybody, it's not the zikr that we do, it's the way you are doing the zikr is not right.